Chairman Hurd, Ranking Member Leisure-Fernandez, thank you. The Pacific territories are deeply experienced at geopolitics. All became part of the United States as a result of wars or strategic contests. Today we'll talk mostly about China or North Korea. 127 years ago for Guam, it was Spain. Then for American Samoa, it was Germany and Britain. For CNMI, it was Japan and the Soviets. By the 1920s, once the Japanese mandate took shape in what's now CNMI and the FAS, it was clear that if a hostile power had control of the Central Pacific, America was not safe. Strategists talk of Mackinder's 1904 heartland theory, that the Eurasian landmass is the geopolitical pivot. It sort of comes down from the center of Russia and China, and control there determines the direction of the world. With evolutions in naval power and the battle for systems between the US and China, a case can now be made that it's the Oceania heartland that determines the direction of the Indo-Pacific, if not the world. The strategic core of Oceania is the US territories and the FAS. For the last 80 years, the Oceania heartland has mostly been a model of a free and open Indo-Pacific benefiting countries worldwide. China, however, sees things differently. It wants to be in a position to reshape the world to its own liking, including being able to take the territory of other countries without effective opposition. We've known this for a while. In 2008, Admiral Keating said a senior Chinese official suggested to him, "You take Hawaii East, we'll take Hawaii West." China has been pursuing its goals in ways General Bronner of the Philippines describes as illegal, coercive, aggressive, and deceptive, known by its initials as ICAD. We've seen extensive and pervasive disruptive PRC ICAD behavior in Oceania. There are many examples from my colleagues, from the members themselves, and in my written testimony. China knows as long as the pivot of the Oceania heartland is not under its control, it cannot do what it wants to do in terms of expanding its aggression and its ambitions, including with Taiwan. So what can OIA do? Work both to block the threats while building prosperity. One won't succeed without the other. China uses the allure of commercial engagement with countries, but it doesn't actually want economic engagement to lead to growth. It wants to create economic dependencies. So any attempts at building real prosperity also has to block the expected PRC ICAD attacks. DOI and its OAI are leads in the American territories. OAI has less than 30 people and 2 are judges in American Samoa. Currently, there's no assistant or deputy assistant secretary. It has massive responsibilities for a highly strategic zone. My recommendations are structured to maximize the efficiency and build on Chairman Hurd's opening comments. On blocking, Interior Secretary Burgum has a seat on the NSC. Perhaps this NSC role could be expanded to oversee and coordinate the defense and reinforcement of the Pacific territories in the FAS, which are America's western border, as part of the hemispheric defense approach being adopted by the Trump administration. This could be done in conjunction with the revitalization of the interagency group on the FAS, which is co-chaired by the Secretaries of Interior and State. That could function to focus and reinforce efforts of OIA. OIA field agents could play an important block and build role by coordinating locally with other departments and with Washington, including the interagency, and informing via Secretary Burgum's office the NSC. A key entry point for PRC ICAD activity is corruption. OIA could focus on technical assistance programs designed to counter corruption, waste, fraud, and abuse. The governor of CNMI has repeatedly asked for federal investigations into illegal activities and corruption. A few good federal investigators, perhaps even reservists, might provide the territories and the FAS with more security than any number of F-35s and make it more likely F-35s will be able to operate from there if required. Also helpful is the establishing an FBI field office on Guam and satellite offices in CNMI and American Samoa that can support counter-ICAD activities there and in the FAS. To better advise and coordinate, the territories could set up national security coordinators or councils. That's something Palau has done with great effect. In keeping with the America First investment policy, attention should be paid to proposed investments from foreign entities. Homeland should require all those entering CNMI to have the same visas as those entering the rest of the US. Building requires ground-level assessments, which could be facilitated by OIA field agents. The 3 core areas to focus on are the costs of energy, transportation, and communications, all of which are prohibitively high in the territories. Some examples of the small things that would make a big difference are a waiver from cabotage, the establishment of a fast ferry service between Guam and Rota, hearings on the operations of United Airlines, work to unlock the potential of American Samoa fisheries, centralized tracking and oversight of federal programs. The PRC has made its trajectory clear. It wants to control the Oceania heartland, and it will destroy American communities and families to do it. The goal of OIA should be to ensure that the people of the American territories can build prosperity without the community and security destruction caused by ever-present ICAD activities. As American nationals and citizens, it's the least they deserve. Thank you.